Hello and welcome to the Film Pulse podcast. This is episode number 195. My name is Adam Patterson. Joining me today, we have the illustrious Kevin Rakestraw. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. That damn SantaCon thing was yesterday, and that was kind of a pain in my ass. But other than that,
yeah, I saw you got Twitter slammed.
yeah, it was like right away too. Like as soon as I sent out that tweet, somebody was on that shit.
I like to visualize them just sitting at home, just refreshing their search of SantaCon every second, just to fucking go to bat for SantaCon.
I was gonna reply, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Not even gonna dignify that tweet with a response. Here's the thing. First of all, I'm not old. Secondly, even if I was 21 years old, I would not do SantaCon. It's ridiculous and stupid and annoying.
So that's my next question. What's SantaCon?
It's a pub crawl. It's a pub crawl throughout New York City, and there was like, what was the number? Like 16,000 people signed up or something.
And what, they're all dressed up like Santa?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, there's people in like full-on Santa costumes, and then some people just wear the Santa hat.
Oh, well, that's not cool.
And then a lot of girls dressed up as like slutty Mrs. Claus.
Oh.
It's like a bro thing.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, I work in Chelsea, so there was tons of people there yesterday, and it was annoying. And then I live in the East Village, so I come home, get off the train, and they're all over there, the East Village too. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? They're like following me. And of course, like as I'm walking home, there's this full-grown man. He's probably in his 30s, laying out on the sidewalk, vomit all over the sidewalk. And it's like, this is disgusting, and you people should all be ashamed of yourselves.
Oh god.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. Yeah, so if you're planning on visiting New York for the holidays, don't come when it's SantaCon. Unless you're like, you know, in your 20s and want to party it up, then it's probably cool if you're into that scene, but I'm not, so for me it was just annoying.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Yeah. This week on the show, we'll be talking about two new releases with Paolo Sorrentino's Youth and Jared Hess's Don Verdean. Of course, we'll also be going over some of what we've been watching on the watch list, movie predictions, new on video on demand, Blu-ray releases. First up, let's talk about some news. I don't have really too much news to talk about this week, so the main thing that I wanted to talk about was the Golden Globe nominations.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't really even get a chance to look these over. They looked pretty generic. So, since we don't really have any other news items other than trailers, I'm just going to read through these briskly, and then we'll just kind of convey our thoughts on these. Best Motion Picture Drama, we got Carol, Mad Max Fury Road, The Revenant, Room, Spotlight. What say you to that?
I'm already like halfway asleep.
I want to see
this is like a bedtime story. Just keep going. I'm
excited about The Revenant. I must say. I think that's gonna be a good one. I'm excited for that one.
Oh boy.
Best Motion Picture Comedy or Musical: The Big Short, Joy, The Martian, Spy, Trainwreck. One of those is not like the others.
No, it's not.
I mean, I haven't seen Joy. That also seems like it's more of a drama than a comedy too, but...
Oh well. Oh well.
Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture Drama: Cate Blanchett, Brie Larson, Rooney Mara, Saoirse Ronan, and Alicia Vikander.
Okay.
That she was nominated for the Danish Girl.
All right.
For that one.
Okay.
Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara for Carol, Brie Larson for Room, and Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn.
Oh.
Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama: Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl, big surprise, Will Smith for Concussion.
Really?
Yeah, the Will Smith one is kind of a surprise, because that movie doesn't look good to me.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a TV movie.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture, comedy, or musical: Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Amy Schumer for Trainwreck, Melissa McCarthy for Spy, Maggie Smith for The Lady in the Van, and Lily Tomlin for Grandma.
Okay. All right.
I'll be interested to see who wins that one. I mean, I don't really care who wins, but I'll be interested to see who.
It's a more interesting spread than.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for The Lady in the Van, and Maggie Smith. It looks like a very interesting role for her there. Plays like kind of a crazy lady who lives in a van. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, comedy, or musical. We got Christian Bale, The Big Short, Steve Carell, The Big Short, Matt Damon for The Martian, Al Pacino for Danny Collins, Mark Ruffalo for Infinitely Polar Bear. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in a motion picture drama: Jane Fonda for Youth, Jennifer Jason Leigh for The Hateful Eight, Helen Mirren for Trumbo, Alicia Vikander for Ex Machina, and Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs.
Okay. All right.
Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a motion picture drama: Paul Dano for Love and Mercy, Idris Elba, Beast of No Nation, Mark, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Rylance for Bridge of Spies, Michael Shannon for 99 Homes, and Sylvester Stallone for Creed. Surprised to see Stallone getting a nomination. I heard he was great, but still surprised that they would give him recognition. Best director, motion picture: Todd Haynes for Carol, Alejandro Iñárritu for The Revenant, George Miller for Mad Max, Ridley Scott for The Martian, Tom McCarthy for Spotlight.
All right.
What do you think about those?
That's a lot of white people. It's almost exclusively white people, isn't it? Except for like Idris Elba.
Yeah. We got a couple more here. Best screenplay.
White people having a year. Woo!
Best screenplay, we got Room, Spotlight, The Big Short, Steve Jobs, and The Hateful Eight. Okay. Best animated feature film, we got Anomalisa, The Good Dinosaur, Inside Out, The Peanuts Movie, and Shaun the Sheep.
All right.
Best foreign language film, The Brand New Testament, The Club, The Fencer, Mustang, and Son of Saul.
Okay, there's actually a couple in there I haven't heard of.
Yeah, same here.
That's interesting.
I don't know what The Club or The Fencer is.
I've heard of The Club. I haven't heard of The Fencer, though.
And then the other ones are for, well, I'll just read them. Best original score was Carol, Danish Girl, Hateful Eight, Steve Jobs, and The Revenant. Best original song, 50 Shades of Grey, Love and Mercy, Furious 7, Youth, and Spectre.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about these. They just, they feel generic to me for some reason.
Yeah, it feels much like, I don't know, they all kind of like blur together, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like Alicia Vikander getting nominated for Ex Machina. I like that. Jennifer Jason Leigh getting nominated for The Hateful Eight. That's cool. Interesting that The Hateful Eight wasn't up for Best Motion Picture.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the ones that they picked were, I mean, I haven't seen all of these. In fact, I've only seen Mad Max and Spotlight as of right now.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, I'll probably have seen all of them, but they seem, as far as what people are saying, all very good. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
It's just boring. It's boring.
Yeah. Well, that's the Golden Globes in a nutshell. I think if you had to come up with a one-word descriptor for the Golden Globes, I would say boring would be a good one.
I would agree.
So the Golden Globes are going to be airing live on NBC January 10th. If you're interested, let's talk about some trailers that came out this week. A couple notable trailers. We got the new X-Men Apocalypse movie has a trailer that came out. Bryan Singer's presumably last X-Men movie.
Yeah, I didn't know that this was happening.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
It could be solid. I think it takes place in the 80s, I want to say, this one. And it looks like it could be good. I mean, I hope it's good. Everybody from the last one is back, but it's all of the younger cast, since it's all takes place in the 80s. So it's like James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender and Jennifer Lawrence and what's his name? Evan Peters, the guy that plays Quicksilver, and
oh, nice.
So it's all the younger cast.
Yeah.
And Oscar Isaac plays Apocalypse. He'll be the villain. So
yes.
yeah, I think that this one could be quite good. I'm interested. We have The Legend of Tarzan. I did not even watch this trailer because I don't need to watch it to know how this one's going to turn out.
Why is there a Tarzan movie?
I don't know.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know. But I don't have very high hopes on that one. Steven Spielberg's The BFG got a teaser trailer. I'll be interested. I'm slightly interested in this one. Spielberg going back to the family film, based on the very popular book by Roald Dahl.
Okay.
I don't recall ever reading the book. I mean, I remember seeing it, like the illustrations, but I don't think I've ever read it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. I'm sure that this movie's going to be absolutely terrible. I'm sure of it. But the fact that this one has Bebop and Rocksteady in it, kind of excited about that.
You just want to see some Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, because they were two of the main henchmen from the cartoon, and they were never in any of the movies.
That's true.
So I think it'll be interesting. And it looks like, from the trailer, it looks like they are very much like their characters in the show. So, I don't know, it might be fun. It looks like it's going to be a lot more fun and less brooding and dark than the last one.
Yeah, because they're turtles.
Yeah.
Like
so it looks like it could be going for a lighter vibe, which I'm totally cool with. I still have no expectations for it. I despised the first one, so Casey Jones is in this one as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's the dude that's Green Arrow on the show. Green Arrow.
Okay.
On the show Arrow, rather. He's playing Casey Jones. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him playing Casey Jones. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that one. Let's go ahead and dive into our first review. Which one do you want to start with this week?
Let's get rid of Youth.
Okay.
Let's do that one.
So Youth is directed by Paolo Sorrentino. I have a synopsis here. Retired orchestra conductor's on holiday with his daughter and his film director best friend in the Alps when he receives an invitation from Queen Elizabeth II to perform for Prince Philip's birthday. This stars Michael Caine, Harvey Keitel, Rachel Weisz, Paul Dano is in there as well. All right, Kevin, clearly you were not taken with this movie. So what did you think of Youth?
Youth is, it's almost exclusively made of garbage. Like, this is bad. Like, this is just flat out bad. The only redeeming factor for me was its cinematography. It was good cinematography, and that's about it. To be honest, I didn't even think the performances were that great.
I liked it,
and you're talking about a bunch of heavy hitters here.
Yeah,
but holy shit, Paul Dano, what the fuck was he doing? What was his character?
I liked his character at first, just because of how he was. It just seemed like he was kind of just reading people. Like, he was just kind of going with the flow and observing. You know, he's an actor. He's trying to observe. But then when he had his little crisis or whatever, I don't know. That was like,
it's just
befuddling to me.
It's just,
there was too much. I felt like the story of this wasn't concise enough. There was too much going on. There were too many ideas.
Yeah,
it was kind of a mess. Narratively speaking,
it was definitely a mess. And then a lot of the screenplay of this is just like the dialogue is just, it's awful. And it's almost like he wrote it as like he just gathered up a bunch of those shitty inspirational posters.
Yeah, there were a lot of those.
And he just like organized them and then stapled them together, put the word youth on front of it, and it was like, here we go. This is the screenplay. It's just,
Well, I definitely liked it more than you. I didn't love it. The thing about this director, I've seen The Great Beauty and I've seen This Must Be the Place, and I really liked This Must Be the Place, and I surprisingly loved The Great Beauty. This is a lot like The Great Beauty in a lot of ways, where it's kind of exploring the idea of age, and it seems like there's probably a lot of autobiographical stuff happening here.
Yeah, it's just
but
I just wonder if a lot of this comes down to him working in English, because a lot of the dialogue is just
maybe. I mean, it's
just uncomfortable.
I've read some people say that that the English transitioning into English didn't do him any favors. I thought some of the dialogue was good. Some of it was a little bit thick as far as the inspirational, the sentimental qualities. A lot of it felt very music video-esque, which is, I mean, that's how The Great Beauty felt at times too. But for me, it looked so good, and I love the music in this movie too. So for me, I was okay with all of that. Like, I recognized.
It's just, unfortunately, like, a lot of the things that he would cut to were just so silly. You know, like where it would cut to the masseuse, like, playing her dancing game.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
It would just like do it for a little bit and then cut to something else. And then it's cut into the escort girl. And it was just like, what? Why?
Yeah, I forgot about her.
Who are these people?
There's so much. There's entirely too much going on. They needed to just flat out strip some of these characters, get rid of them. Like the footballer, like his whole thing where he had like 3 lines the whole time.
Yeah, it's like there's one where the little kid comes up to Michael Caine.
Oh yeah,
you know, in the pool, and they say, which everything involved in that kid was just awful. That was just so stupid. Especially when like Michael Caine just walks into his room and he's like, "Do you know who wrote that?" And it's just like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? And then the football guy comes up, he's like, "I'm left-handed too."
Yeah.
And then cut. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
What was the point of that? What are we doing?
Yeah, this movie, I would call it emotionally manipulative at times too.
Yeah, but it's even terrible at doing that.
What happens towards the end is not only comes out of left field, but is also completely befuddling. What happens with Harvey Keitel's character?
Yeah, and his last couple of lines. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's just awful. It's so bad. And like the little vision that he has. That was with all of his actresses, and then Michael Caine conducting cows, and
that didn't work for me at all. It looked good. I mean,
yeah,
that's the one. That is the one saving grace for me. Well, the two things that I already mentioned: the music and the visuals in this. I thought it was an absolutely beautiful film, cinematography wise.
But holy shit, is it hollow?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a style over substance movie.
I just remember when he's out with Paul Dano chopping for Cuckoo Clocks or whatever, and that like preteen girl comes up to Paul Dano. Like, what was that?
Well,
that exchange was just ridiculous. It was, I mean, the writing is so bad.
It was supposed to be him kind of realizing that people respect him for more than just the robot role that he had or whatever that he was kind of in conflict with.
But it was just, oh my goodness, the fact that like what the movie that she picks, and of course he's like, no one's seen that movie.
Yeah,
it's like, shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. This movie definitely lays it on thick. That's for sure.
And then he goes super somber Hitler for no reason.
He played a good Hitler. I mean, he definitely looked the part.
He did. Yeah, he looked like Hitler. But what the hell was that? The hell was that? And the whole sequence where he's getting his hair cut.
Yeah.
What is going on in this movie? Oh, Jesus. And I must say, the effects work with the Mountaineer at the end.
What the hell was that? I didn't know if that was supposed to be like serious or not.
It had to be. Everything's so serious in this movie.
That looked absolutely horrendous. That looked like an 80s TV show or something.
It was awful. It was absolutely awful. I mean, I laughed a lot during this movie. I'll give you that. It kind of reminded me of that Johnny Depp Dior commercial. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh my god! Look that stuff up. That's comedy of the year right there.
Yeah.
It's just
I do want to stay at this resort wherever in the Alps. Whatever this resort is, I wanna go there. I wanna stay there.
It works. It works in that sense that it's a great commercial for that place. Yeah, I mean it's wonderful. But like, why outside of being able to put her on the poster and to have that scene where she's naked and walks into the pool, what was the point of the Miss Universe being there?
Well, I thought that they were gonna like kind of subvert your expectations with her and have her be like, and they kind of tried to do that by making her
I know, but
actually like really intelligent, but
is that supposed to be like surprising? Like,
but no, that's the thing. Like they didn't do anything with it. They didn't do like she was there, but there literally was no point of her being there. She was in two scenes. She was in 2 scenes.
Yeah, and the scene between her and Paul Dano is just like, it's just so terrible. It's like, do you know about the world at all? Like, I'm supposed to be shocked at like, oh shit, Miss Universe is actually intelligent. What?
And like they play it up like she was gonna play some sort of bigger role. Like they were like, oh, Miss Universe is coming. Miss Universe is gonna be here. Uh-oh, there she is. There's Miss Universe. And it's like, oh, she's in one scene with Paul Dano, and they're hanging out by the pool, and then she's in one other scene.
And then they followed up with like, they try and make this like kind of like, oh, she's actually intelligent. Da, 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 da. And then the next scene that you see her is just her being naked and walking into a pool, and that's it. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Yep, there goes that idea.
Okay. So you want me to think that she's intelligent, and like that was supposed to be some sort of like surprise or something, but then you completely undermine it by just having her be a sex object later. Okay. All right.
Also, Jane Fonda, the fact that she got nominated for a Golden Globe for this, she was also in technically 2 scenes, but one of them was just consisted of her rolling on the floor of a plane crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, she did a good job, but I don't think there was enough there for her to warrant a nomination.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, I liked that scene with her and Harvey Keitel, but again, it was like, why? Just so much of this film felt unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's just a mess. It's just an absolute mess.
Yeah, there were too many ideas floating around in this movie. I feel like if they made it more concise, focused it more on Michael Caine and Harvey Keitel, and not take all these sidelines with like Paul Dano and Rachel Weisz and her crumbling marriage, and I mean you can introduce that, but they just, and then like her finding the mountaineer guy.
Yeah, there's just nothing in this movie.
There's so many little side plots happening, and I don't really understand what's going on with the masseuse and why we spend so much time with her, because she gives like, it seems like the reason that we spent all of that time with her was so that she could impart that one bit of wisdom to Michael Caine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what? We spent all this time with her, showing her, playing her Just Dance 2015 or whatever, and that's what it is? That's what we get out of it? I thought that there was going to be some sort of like a sexual interaction happening there between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a compliment there. If they don't go down that route.
No, I thought that they were. There were several times I was like, uh-oh.
I know, and I just kept thinking, I'm like, oh, it's going to get worse. Okay. But, I mean, luckily they didn't in that respect. But it's still awful. It's still mostly garbage. Like 98% garbage. And I just want to know what the hell Paul Dano was doing. What was he doing? Because whatever it was awful.
Well, he wasn't doing a lot.
No.
He doesn't have...
Every time he would do that little head nod thing, he would like raise his glass a little bit.
He was just observing. He was just an observer. That was his...
I'm gonna smack you in the face.
That was his point. He was just an observer. And then the old couple that they were like taking bets on.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie. I don't know, man.
It almost feels like not only is it like the screenplay nothing but just all those inspirational posters and dime store like emotional weight and all that shit, but it also just feels like a shit ton of aborted ideas.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, we have all these that we don't want to develop or do anything with. Let's just put them all together, and maybe that will be enough.
One of the lines that made me laugh was towards the end, was when he said something like, when he mentioned, oh, what did he say? Shit. He said youth. He was like,
oh, yeah.
He's like, what? Oh, man. I don't remember what he said.
I think it was something along the lines of like, do you know what's out there for you after this? Or
oh, yeah. And he's like, youth.
It's like, what? Shut up.
Like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about?
Like, you say that emotions are overrated, but that's bullshit. Emotions are all we've got. Okay, sure. Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if they just kept it to, really, I just wanted Land Ho. I mean, this could have been Land Ho, just with Michael Caine and Harvey Keitel, and have the same visuals. Music. I would
much rather watch Land Ho, because it essentially deals with a lot of the stuff that they're trying to work with in here, but it does it like 80,000 times better. Just so much better. I'm just baffled by this. I can't believe that like this is like a final product.
Yeah.
I'm just confused. I'm just so confused as to how this can be a final product considering everyone that's involved.
Yep. I don't know.
Awful.
I'm not going to say it was awful. I, again, will reiterate that I was completely enamored with the visuals of this. And I understand that a lot of the visuals that occurred were very cheap. I mean, as far as like like the spinning stage and the way that he had all of that lit, was very deliberate and I would call it like cheap, but
no, I know exactly what you're talking about, because it's all hollow imagery,
right?
Still nice looking.
Yeah, I mean, it all worked for me, and there were a lot of little things, too. Like, one thing that stood out to me, and this was another one of these, like, little visual things that I noticed. There was a scene where Michael Caine and Rachel Weisz were having, like, some sort of mud therapy treatment thing, and there was, like, this kind of bitter not back and forth, but Rachel Weisz was really kind of tearing him a new one, and the way that they framed it, how they had his table that he was laying on moving down, and then it kind of revealed her laying there. I really liked how they handled that shot.
Yeah, because that was her taking him down a few pegs. Get it? I actually applauded when this movie was over. That way I could go on with my life. I just really dislike this.
I didn't think that it was anywhere on the same level as The Great Beauty, but I still, it was okay.
All right, let's rate this sucker.
Okay, I'm gonna give it I'm sitting somewhere between like a 5.5 and a 6 on this one.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give it a 3.
All right, there we go. That's Youth. That's playing in select cities right now. This is not on VOD just yet, but I would say if you liked, this one. I don't know if I can recommend this one.
I can't. I definitely can't. There's so many other better things out there to watch.
Just go see Land Ho. I think Land Ho.
Fucking Land Ho.
I think Land Ho captures a lot of the same ideas and does it in a much more entertaining and concise way.
Plus, the landscape of Iceland, it has a slight edge on the landscape of Switzerland. Of Youth, so
a slight edge. Yeah, slight edge.
So you got the one positive of Youth is still it's better in Land Ho.
Also, the music in Land Ho it's really good. I don't know if I liked it as much as
plus the
or better than Youth.
Better performances are better. Fucking see Land Ho, and there's no somber Hitler that you have to deal with.
Somber Hitler. Oh my god. What was that? What was that all about? Oh, man. 99999. Anyway, let's move on and talk about Don Verdean. This is written and directed by Jared Hess. I have a synopsis here. A self-professed biblical archaeologist who has fallen on hard times starts to bend the truth in order to continue inspiring the faithful. The stars Sam Rockwell, Amy Ryan, Jermaine Clement, Will Forte's in there, Danny McBride's in there, Leslie Bibb is in there. I will start this one off. Had semi-high hopes for this one just because of mostly the cast in this one. Strong cast. Trailer made me laugh. The movie itself, unfortunately, did not make me laugh.
Yeah.
And I had a bad time with this one. I did not like it at all.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm kind of with you.
I
liked it more than Youth. I'll say that. The funny thing is I didn't think it was as funny as Youth, but Youth was kind of like an unintentional humor. But I gotta say, I wasn't miserable while watching Don Verdean. I mean, I feel like that's the nicest thing I can say, I guess.
No, I wasn't miserable, but for me it was just a meh. Like there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything like really to latch onto. I thought that it started off pretty funny, but then fizzled out very quickly.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's like a lot of comedies that we talk about. It gets so focused on plot.
Yeah.
That just all the comedy disappears.
Yeah.
Because the plot in this one just gets ridiculous, that's okay. Ridiculous plots are fun, but they just forgot to keep the humor there when they went down that road.
Yeah. I initially liked Jermaine Clement's character, but he started to become grating for me very quickly, especially after they brought him to the States.
Yeah. Because like his whole character changes.
Yeah.
And he plays it with the most ridiculous accent.
Yeah.
Which is, it's funny at first, but the novelty definitely wears off after a while. And you're just like, oh my God, this is awful.
Yeah.
Stop, please. Maybe you shouldn't have had as many lines as you did.
Or just play as big of a role.
Yeah, let's keep that to a minimum.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, yes. I really liked it at first. Just the setup. I was like, oh, they're kind of taking a piss out of all this, crazy religious nonsense.
Yeah, and it's all kind of interesting at first too, because even like the religion part of it, the people's faith and stuff isn't really like the centerpiece of the comedy. Like it could have been really easy to just make fun of them.
Yeah.
But they don't really do that. But they don't really do much else with it either.
In a lot of ways, it kind of reminded me of Life Aquatic, where it was this kind of, this famous, semi-famous guy who had a very specific thing that he did, and he was kind of losing his edge. He was he kind of had a fall from grace, and he was trying to bring it back by doing something kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nowhere on the same level, of course, but
no.
I always feel like Jared Hess's movies have like a Wes Anderson influence to them.
They always have so much potential, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I felt the same way about what the hell was the
Gentlemen Broncos?
Yeah, Gentlemen Broncos.
Which
I
actually
remember feeling the same way about that one.
I actually like that movie because it's so stupid.
It is
it's so dumb. Love it.
It is stupid. I hated Nacho Libre, I'll tell you that.
I never watched that. I just judging by the trailer, I was like, I can't handle that.
Nacho Libre is more like a kids movie. It feels like
really?
A kids movie.
Mm. I mean, I gotta say, I was kind of surprised with the performances in this. I thought Sam Rockwell was really great as usual.
Yeah, I liked his accent.
Even Danny McBride, I thought was great.
Yeah, Danny McBride was good.
He plays it a little bit more straight, not as humorous as you usually go with him.
No, Will Forte was always. I mean, I could have used more of Will Forte's character, Pastor Fontaine.
It did seem kind of odd that they kind of just inject him here and there. just when the plot needs it.
Yeah, he felt like a plot device.
But outside of that, they just don't really use him at all.
Yeah, he was definitely a plot device. Joy Linda Lazarus. Leslie Bibb. It's a funny premise, but for me, I laughed maybe 3 times. I don't know.
It has its moments here and there. But yeah, it just happens in your face. Like in front of your face, it just happens and then it's over. And more than likely I'm gonna forget all of this.
Yeah, I watched it last night and I already forget.
Yeah.
Large swaths of what happens. Because it started losing me so bad towards the end. But
yeah. Oh my goodness, yes.
It's not the worst comedy I saw this week. Well, foreshadowing.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have much to say about it, honestly.
There's not a lot to say about it.
I think one of the best parts for me was at the very beginning, the clips of his the movies, his VHS movies.
Yeah.
I think that was the best part for me.
It peaked at the beginning.
Yeah, it did.
And everything was just a slow journey downhill.
I don't know. I just didn't find it interesting. Like after because at first I was like, oh, it's kind of like when they went to Israel, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But then after they came back and everything that happened from that point on, I was just like, I don't really care anymore.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Because that's exactly the point, pretty much, where it got so plot heavy. Because I knew we were just having fun.
Because I knew where it was gonna go. Because there's been so many movies like this, you know.
Yeah, it follows. It gets very predictable. You know exactly where it's going, what's gonna happen, what they're gonna do, the twist, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the end, the very very end was okay. How they ended the film.
I do like the brush your teeth stab. Brush your teeth stab.
Yeah, I liked that, but I don't know. I have nothing else to say.
I'm done. I don't have anything either.
Yeah,
we're done. We're
done. That's Don Verdean. I'd say. I mean, if you like the kind of awkward style of Jared Hess's films, if you like Nacho Libre and Gentlemen Broncos and Napoleon Dynamite, it's probably worth checking out. You can rent it on VOD, so you know it's good. It's what, $5 or something, or $6.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know if I would pay $6.99.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be a Netflix watch.
Yeah, it's gonna pop up somewhere at some point in time.
Yeah,
you can wait. You can
definitely wait for this one. All right. What are you gonna give Don Verdean out of 10?
I'm gonna give Don Verdean a 5.
I'm gonna give Don Verdean a 4.5.
Just like right in the middle. I could agree with a 4.5 as well.
It's
so, you know, it's so inoffensive, and it's just like, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So kind of a not so great week for our reviews, but let's go ahead and talk about some of what we've been watching. I think is it my turn to start it off?
Sure.
I saw Crimson Peak this week. Finally caught up with a little Crimson Peak action directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Is this the worst comedy?
No.
That you alluded to earlier?
I mean, if you want to call this a comedy, then yes, I would say that they failed at being a comedy. Mia Wasikowska, Jessica Chastain, Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam's in there. So this is kind of a take on a classic gothic horror story. I was surprised at just how close to the films that inspired this Del Toro took things. Everything from the dialogue, the speech, the way that the characters spoke and emoted. It felt like one of those classic gothic horror stories. As you might expect, the house that this takes place in is almost a character in and of itself. And like a lot of people said, there was a lot of people that were like, well, it's not really a horror movie. It's almost like a gothic romance movie of sorts. And it kind of is. It is a horror movie, but it's not very scary. There are a couple suspenseful moments because the whole thing is she can see ghosts, but that's not really what the movie's about. That's not where the conflict lies.
Yeah. It's kind of like an added.
Yeah,
added
it's just
thing.
like an added thing. It's like,
oh, by the way, she can see ghosts.
yeah, it's like the ghosts. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but I'll just say the ghosts sort of aid her.
Ooh.
I'll say that. Visuals, top notch. Holy crap. I loved the house. It looked gorgeous. Like the one thing that was really cool about the house was that it was missing part of the roof. So anytime it would snow, the inside of the house it would like snow inside the house.
Fantastic.
So that gave a really cool visual look.
What about the blood snow? That was the only thing that kind of.
The blood snow was great.
Okay.
It's not blood. It's actually clay.
Oh.
Yeah. They talk about it early on. It's actually where the house is located. There's this like kind of rich something with the clay. It's this special kind of clay.
Okay.
And during certain times of the year, it kind of bubbles up to the surface.
Oh, okay.
So it's not actually blood.
All interest is gone. All interest is gone.
I mean, there is a lot of blood in it. If you're looking for blood, there's tons of blood.
Does the blood mix with the snow, though? I need to know if there's blood snow.
No, I mean, it looks like blood, but it's not. It's clay.
No.
It's bright red.
I don't know if that's going to work for me. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you.
Overall, it's good. I didn't love it, but it was solid. I gave it a 3 on Letterboxd.
Okay. All right.
So that's Crimson Peak. I'd say check it out. It's worth a look. I mean, for the production design alone, it's worth a look.
Yeah, he's always got that going on.
Yeah, and there's of course he's able to integrate some of his interesting kind of creature designs in it. Even though they're ghosts, they still look very unique. And he also is able to bring in some of his kind of contraptions. Like one of the plot points is that Tom Hiddleston is trying to get capital to build these clay extractor machines that he designed. So they're these like very intricate, like steam powered, I don't know what they are, extractors. And they look very, ornate. So there's definitely, I mean, it is definitely a Guillermo del Toro film. It's got his stamp all over it. So if you're into that, I mean, I wouldn't say it's on the same level as like Pan's Labyrinth, but it's still solid.
Okay, all right. I caught a good one on the old Netflix instant, and that's Man from Reno, directed by Dave Boyle.
I hope to watch that this week.
I'm telling you, this is you.
I was gonna watch it. I was gonna watch it last night, and then I got tired.
It's got a lot of noir elements going on, a lot of influences and stuff. But to me, and it might just be because I don't have the deep understanding, deep knowledge of the genre. But to me, it didn't feel like cramming it down your throat, heavy-handed, that type of thing. Seemed like it was a nice, subtle mix of influences and such. It's got great performances, great cinematography. The writing, like the actual story itself, is great. I was hooked. I was intrigued the entire time. It takes some unexpected turns, which that doesn't happen too often, where you're just kind of taken completely by surprise. And it ends with a hell of a gut punch. And it was just an overall good time. I was not expecting to enjoy this one as much as I did. But hell, it's a solid story.
Cool. Yeah.
It's fantastic filmmaking right here.
Hopefully I'll be able to watch that. Maybe I'll watch that today.
And it's just, I mean, I would have to look, but it just feels like it's been a while since I've seen a really good mystery.
Yeah.
It's one of those like old school style mysteries where she's a mystery writer and she sneaks off from her book tour to go to San Francisco, and then she kind of gets wrapped up in one.
I love mysteries, man. I just ordered this board game. This is a complete side note, but I ordered this board game that I'm really excited to get. I'm getting it on Monday. It's called Time Stories.
Okay.
And it's like a cooperative board game where the players play like time detectives. So it takes place in the future, but you jump all over time, and you have to. It's sort of like from what I understand, it's sort of like a choose your own adventure. Only it's much more intricate and detailed than that. So you have to, like, you go back in time, and then you have to try to solve this mystery, but you only have a specific amount of time that you can be in the past before you're pushed back to the present. So then you have to go back, and you go back to where you started. So everything starts all over again, but you have the knowledge of all the information you gained the first time you were there. So you keep jumping back and back and back until eventually you put all the pieces together and solve the mystery.
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get it. The way that it's set up is it's like you can really only play it once, because after you solve the mystery, that's it. But they're coming out with like modules for it, so it's like separate, so it's different stories.
Yeah.
Like the first one takes place in the 1920s in an asylum, and then the second one, which is out now, takes place in the 90s, and it's like a murder mystery.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's called Time Stories, but anyway. Man from Reno, that's on Netflix Instant. I've been wanting to see that one for a little while now. I just haven't got around to it, but I will watch it before the end of the year, that's for sure. I saw The Ridiculous 6. Probably should have watched Man from Reno instead.
Yes, I think that would have been a much better idea.
I just wanted a comedy, and I saw this was on this came out, and I was like, well, why not? I'll give it a shot. Full disclosure, I did not finish this movie. I turned it off. Probably, I didn't have much to go. I was maybe 15 minutes left, and I just couldn't take it anymore. This movie is a complete and absolute pile of garbage. It is so much worse than you could have ever imagined that it would be. Within the first 20 minutes, there's shit jokes, fart jokes, dick jokes, fair amount of racism. Taylor Lautner plays a mentally disabled person.
Is he like James Franco?
Sort of, yeah. He's actually pretty much the character that, if you remember in Tropic Thunder, the full on retard or full retard with Ben Stiller. That's pretty much the character that he plays. It's atrocious. This movie is unbelievably horrible. I don't understand how good people that I like are in this. Like Steve Buscemi, Terry Crews, Danny Trejo, David Spade. David Spade. Steve Zahn's in there. Will Forte, Luke Wilson, John Turturro, Chris Parnell. The cast just goes on and on. And
he's got like the nicest friends ever. You just imagine they have to be the nicest friends.
That must be what it is. It must just be that Adam Sandler is just a nice, likable guy, and his friends just want to
just help him
out, and just have fun.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Well, that and a paycheck, but
yeah, but I can't imagine that this one would be that big of a paycheck since it's like a Netflix thing. And maybe I'm wrong, but I can't imagine that this would pay as much as, a big studio film.
Yeah.
Either way, it's freaking horrible. It's a if you're not familiar, it's a Western where Adam Sandler is an orphan who is raised by Native Americans, and he meets his father, played by Nick Nolte, and his father gets kidnapped, and on the journey to rescue his father, he meets 5 other guys who turn out to be his brothers. And that's Terry Crews, Jorge Garcia, Taylor Lautner, Rob Schneider, and Luke Wilson.
Oh my god.
And together they decide to go help rescue their father.
Oh my god.
It is
I'm having a horrible time just listening about it.
And there's Rob Schneider is half Mexican in it.
Why, yeah. Why
so
not?
He wears the sombrero, and he's got the,
Does he do the accent?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thick accent.
Why wouldn't?
And he has a burro that he takes around with him, and the donkey shits everywhere and shits on people.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a scene where
that's kind of cool.
There's a scene where Chris Parnell plays a bank owner, and they distract the bank owner, and then when he goes to chase after him, Rob Schneider tells his donkey to shit all over Chris Parnell.
Oh my god.
and it's like explosive diarrhea all over him.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Yep.
Damn.
It's
It sounds
it's
good.
it's great.
Sounds so good.
And sometimes the donkey farts. And
Oh,
it's
just like
just
randomly?
sort of.
Oh, missed opportunity right there.
It's a blast. It's just a blast.
It sounds awesome. Did you
Yeah,
fall
no.
asleep? Did it work?
I did fall asleep actually.
Yes.
That's yeah.
The streak continues. Good job, Adam Sandler.
Yep, I did. I'm not even kidding you. I did fall asleep. So that's Ridiculous 6. Avoid. Please avoid at all costs. One of the worst movies of the year by far.
I have a strong feeling that like 80% of the people that are watching this movie is hate watching.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a hate watch for me.
Yeah, but it just bums me out. You know, they would, because like the next one I'm going to talk about, all these films that are out there and they don't get watched, and all these other ones that get hate watched into oblivion. It's just bummer. It's a bummer. Stop hate watching stuff. Watch good stuff.
Nah, I probably still hate watch stuff.
I know.
I typically
you need it to go to sleep. I understand.
I put things on. I put things on that I don't care about. If I just want something on in the background. You know, if I'm like in the middle of writing an article, or if I'm in the middle of cleaning or something like that. A lot of times, if I don't have anything to put on, I'll just put on a movie that I don't really care about.
That's probably like the closest thing to a compliment that Adam Sandler's films have gotten in several years. Like, you know, it's a decent movie to put on while you're cleaning and not paying attention to it. All right, well, I have one, and that's The Idiot Faces Tomorrow. I actually have a review up of this. This is the latest Unsung Indies. This is actually the first one that's a 2015 release, so I actually missed it myself. So, but caught around to it. We in the review, I actually have a Vimeo link because this is on Vimeo. You can watch it for free.
Cool.
But this premiered on No Budge earlier in the year, and I've been wanting to watch this one for a while, but I've always been a bit trepidatious because I found the runtime to be a little daunting. Because usually with the indies, one of the nicest things about them, kind of like a bonus, is that they're all relatively short. You know, they're all kind of like 90 minutes or shorter. This one's 2.5 hours, so I was a little worried. Okay. Plus, it's experimental as all hell. But man, this is something else. I don't know if I've really seen anything like this. At least I can't think of anything that even comes remotely close to being like this film, which is essentially just like following an apathetic man just trying to realize like the shittiest dream ever. He just wants to be completely useless, so much so that he just wants to become a junkie, and he thinks that if he does that, then he'll get opportunities to get jobs. Or if he feigns like mental retardation, that's the best route for his life, for his future.
Okay.
So he's more than likely the most unlikable character I've ever seen. And you know, a lot of the indies nowadays seem to be like that's the whole shtick, where you're just watching like an asshole, like the main character's an asshole.
Yeah,
This is like the apex of that. Like there's not really any redeeming qualities to this person, and you get to spend 2.5 hours with them. And but the thing that I thought was unbelievably compelling for me was it's kind of like a series of short films.
Mm-hmm.
You know, over time when you following this guy around, and it's a mixture. You have Super 8, you have 16 millimeter, you have VHS, you have HD. It's all these different kinds of film formats. And some are more experimental than others. There's times when it's like in the HD format that it just looks like a normal film. It looks like you're just watching a normal film, but then it'll immediately switch to like VHS and it's something completely different. So it's just, like I said, I can't really think of anything that even comes remotely close to being like this film.
Interesting.
So I would recommend it. It's a rough watch, I will be honest. It is challenging. But it's definitely original. It's much better than Youth. I would watch this instead of Youth, because Youth. It'd
be like the measuring stick is just it's Youth. It's whatever movie compared to Youth.
It's so much better than Youth. So much better, and more than likely the Ridiculous 6.
Yeah, I would say almost anything. it probably won't be the worst of the year for me, but it'll be down
It's
there.
close.
Yeah. I saw one called The Boy in the World. This is directed by Ale Abreu. It's a Brazilian film. It's an animated film. This just came
Oh,
out. This just came out this weekend. It's kind of so it's about this little kid whose father leaves one day, and he goes out on a journey to find his father. And he grew up on a farm, so he was kind of out in the countryside, and he really wasn't familiar with the changing world around him. And as he goes on his journey, he realizes that there is something happening in the country, and that's like industrialism is starting to occur. So he starts meeting these people who were once, farmers or like factory workers who are now out of work because they are bringing in machines to do the job and stuff, and the land is being corrupted, and the once beautiful landscape is now turned into a concrete jungle where there's just smokestacks and factories and shipping containers and cranes. But it's really, the animation style is really interesting. It's very simple, very minimalist animation style. A lot of it almost looks like crayon, but I think it might be pastels being used
okay.
because it has that kind of textured look to it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see this one for a while.
Yeah, I think you would like it. The only issue I had with it really was it's 85 minutes, but I feel like this could have been a short film, and it would have had the same impact, I think. A lot of people are comparing this to Playtime, which I haven't seen Playtime, so I can't really draw that comparison, but it's devoid of dialogue. There's no dialogue in it.
Yeah.
And there is some dialogue, but it's not. It's like gibberish. It's like gibberish language, I believe, unless it's in Portuguese, and I'm just a complete idiot and didn't. It sounded like gibberish to me. I mean, I've seen plenty of movies where they speak Portuguese, but the way you'll understand if you see it, the way it's presented.
I'm kind of hoping that it was just Portuguese and that you just kind of insulted every single Portuguese person.
Maybe some of it was, but I'm fairly certain that a lot of what is spoken is not any language.
Gotcha.
But either way, a very cute animation style. Although the film is, I would say, overall very depressing and
Wow.
pretty heart wrenching. But still absolutely worth a watch. And it is kind of shitty that movies like this come out that are truly unique. And they even incorporate in one scene there's live action. Where it uses kind of like stock footage of deforestation and things like that are happening there right now.
Yeah.
And so it's a unique style. It's very unique. It's really abstract because a lot of what you see is what is happening in his head, like how he sees the world. So it's very kind of whimsical and not. I mean, it is very abstract too. And it's a shame that movies like this get no recognition when it comes to awards, and then it's just like, oh, what's the Pixar movie? Yeah, let's just nominate that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That always kind of bums me out.
Like, I feel like this should be recognized.
Plus, then that with the like how we were kind of talking about earlier with hate watching things, it seems like like that's more of a thing now than actually seeking out original things.
Yeah, and I would absolutely seek this one out. I don't know when it will be available. It just opened in New York this weekend, so keep an eye out for it. It's called The Boy in the World.
Yeah, all right. I got one to keep an eye out on that I was kind of surprised by, and that's a documentary called 1,000 Suns by Maddie Diop, the best known as actress 35 Shots of Rum, Simon Killer. She popped up at the end of L for Leisure. She's made a couple of films. This documentary it's one of those where it's kind of like the in-between. It's only 45 minutes long. But it's quite interesting. in the sense that within those 45 minutes, she's able to pack in so much substance and rumination starters in that little bit of time. And it starts off like just a normal documentary. She's just following around the lead from the international classic from 1972. And I don't know how to pronounce this, so here we go. Tuki Boogie.
Yeah, that's it. Tuki Boogie.
Yeah, the movie from Senegal. And it's about the lead that was in that movie, and kind of following him around now. And he's never left Senegal, and he's a farmer, and it's just kind of showing him his life. And they're doing this like anniversary screening of the movie, and he meets with the guys from the movie, and they kind of get into some things. And it's kind of like youth, where they're talking about, like aging and not realizing your dreams, and kind of thinking of like what could have been and what has happened and this and that. And then all of a sudden just it completely shifts, but just seamlessly shifts into something else entirely, where it kind of like goes down this route of like blurred fiction type deal, where it's like mixing the two. And it's something else. Again, original.
Interesting.
Enough that I need to see more of her films, because holy shit.
And that's 1,000 Suns. Where did you see this?
I saw this on Festival Scope. So
okay, so
unfortunate. But apparently it played in New York, because that was one of the main. I saw someone say like, "Oh, it's a 2015 release that played in New York." I was like, "Oh, I guess I should watch that then."
And that's 1,000 Suns. Keep an eye out for that. I'm sure it'll pop up on like Vimeo or something at some point.
Hopefully.
The only other one that I saw this week was called The Horror of Party Beach. This came out in 1964, directed by Del Tenney. For some reason, I've been meaning to increase my beach film repertoire. So I saw this listed on Shudder, the horror film streaming service that's now available. And I was like, why not? I'll give it a watch. It looks like a bunch of silly B-movie fun. And it is. It's funny because when you watch movies like this, the whole time you just think about other TV shows and movies that have parodied these types of movies over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch it, you're like, wow, it really was like that. It was really that cheesy, where for the first half of this movie, it's basically just kids dancing, doing like the zombie. What was the name of the one dance movie they did? It was called like the Zombie Stomp. Yeah, the Zombie Stomp on the beach, and it's almost like a musical where there's a band playing.
Yeah,
and
which I gotta say, there's so many beach parties and people dancing and stuff. I've been to the beach numerous times. I've never seen anyone.
I've never seen it. I've never witnessed such a thing. I think that might have been something that happened back in the day, and we just missed it.
We missed out on it.
Yeah. So
come back, I think. Someone should bring that back.
So this movie is basically a 50s B monster movie, although it came out in 1964, so it was a little late to the game, but it still has that vibe where it's also a play on the whole atomic the fear of the atomic age that people were going through, that society was going through back then, where it's the premise is that a bunch of radioactive waste gets dumped into the ocean, and it leaks out and mutates fish, turning them into these kind of fish monsters, and they need to feed off of blood in order to survive. So they manage to get to the shore, and they terrorize this small beach town. And it's just a blast. It's so ridiculous. The main character, her father is like this scientist, and they have this servant. She's this black servant, and it is like the most stereotypical African American servant character that you will ever see. It's amazing.
Oh my.
It is definitely of its time, a product of its time. But it was a lot of fun. The music was actually pretty decent. A lot of the kind of surf rock music. and I had a good time with it. The costumes were absolutely atrocious, but that made it even more fun. So that's the horror of Party Beach, and you can see that on Shudder if you have that. Shudder's actually I've had a membership to that service for a couple months now, and haven't watched really anything from it, but I plan on watching more because they have a decently sized library, and they have a lot of curated categories.
Yeah, man, it's kind of getting out of control, isn't it? How there's just so many awesome
I don't even know what to
streaming places.
do.
Like, there's just too many movies.
I
I
don't know what to
almost
do.
wish that we could. Can we just like put a moratorium on making films for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years?
Just to let us get caught up a little bit.
Let me just catch up with everything else, please, if you don't mind. That'd be nice.
And I noticed that Amazon is doing this thing now where they're kind of pulling in a lot of these streaming services and putting them under kind of one banner. Like, so you can manage all of your video subscriptions through Amazon.
Oh, boy.
Like, you can go to amazon.com/video subscriptions, and you can sign up for like Showtime and Stars and Shudder and the Sundance documentary. What is that? The documentary one that Sundance has, like Doc Now or Sundance Now or something. So you can kind of manage all of those subscriptions through your Amazon account. That may make it a little bit easier to keep organized. I haven't tried it out yet or anything, but yeah, I'm pretty excited because Shudder now has, and Fandor both now have Apple TV apps that you can get. So I'm pretty excited for that. And they work really good.
Nice.
So anyway, anything else on your end?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Let's go ahead and talk about some predictions in the Heart of the Sea. You said 0, I said 52, actual 43. The Big Short, you said 78, I said 76, actual 86. A lot of people are talking about this one.
I think you're on a lot of good things.
It's interesting, though, because at least for me, this one just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it was just all of a sudden, there it was, The Big Short.
And it's just the way that it kind of came out. It just feels like they're just kind of like burying it. But
Yeah,
everything that I hear is good. I'm so confused by this one.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know, but I definitely do want to see it. Next week, we got a big one. This is the one everyone was talking about. The most anticipated movie of the year, Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip.
Shit. It's called The Road Chip?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and say 12 on that one.
I'm going to go 0.
Okay.
What is this, number 4? 5?
I think it's the fourth one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the fourth one because I think there were 2 of them, and the third one was like they were on like a beach holiday, beach cruise.
The worst, and again, no one wants this. No one wants this movie. But yet, more people are going to hate watch this thing than people are actually going to watch like The Idiot Faces Tomorrow or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. See, even I draw a line on hate watching. I have never seen any of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies, nor will I ever.
Good.
Yeah.
It's
just
why? Why? Oh God.
I don't know.
Road Chip.
Road Chip. Sisters. It's the Tina Fey, Amy Poehler one.
Mm-hmm. I'll watch them do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out, but
I just want to say, so I think it was yesterday or the day before, something like that. I saw on Twitter, and I want to say it was Little White Lies, but I could be wrong. But their little tweet just said like, "Sisters is funny as all hell, but is it good?" And I'm thinking, didn't you just answer the question? Like, if it's funny, it's good then, right? Like, what else did you want from Sisters?
They had to add that little last bit to pull you in, to make you want to...
No, you answered the question. Thank you.
I'll need to read your review now, thanks. I'm going to say 60... Oh, wait, you rate Sisters.
I'm going to try and steal what you were going to say. I'm going to say 62 is what you're going for?
Nope, I'm saying 65. And the actual big one, Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I'm having a lot of trouble because I guess a lot of people are rewatching, and like I don't know any of the numbers or the subtitles of those films, so I'm just completely lost when people are talking about them because they'll only say it by the subtitle, like A New Hope or
Oh.
and I'm just like I don't which one is that? Is that the good ones or the bad ones?
Well, New Hope is the first one.
Okay.
Although, technically, when that movie came out, there was no subtitle. They added that later.
Oh, okay.
They added it after. Because, I mean, there was no way that George Lucas had any idea when he was making the first one that it was going to be such a smash hit phenomenon that changed the fucking world.
Yeah. It's still bizarre to think about.
I think this is a tough one to rate because first of all, I am 99.9% sure that it's going to be fantastic. But that being said, without a doubt, there are going to be those contrarians they're going to give bad reviews just for clicks.
It's going to only really go one of two ways. It's going to be a fucking flood of, oh my god, this is what we've been waiting for. It's the greatest Star Wars ever. The hype machine and how there's so much hyperbole now. And then there's going to be the flip side to it where everyone's like, this is garbage.
Yep.
Garbage.
I think that the hype is going to far outweigh the few naysayers. And I'm going to say that this is going to get a 97%.
Holy shit. I'm going to say 90.
90. I think the embargo lifts on the 15th or the 16th. Because I actually got invited to a press screening. I can't go, unfortunately. But the press screenings in New York are on the 15th.
How long did you cry after you realized that you couldn't
I didn't
go?
care. I honestly didn't care because I already have tickets for opening day. And
I would imagine that you would want to see it opening day style and not press screening style.
Exactly. And I don't know what theater it's in for the press screening, and I want to go see it in a freaking giant, theater with the Dolby Atmos sound and all of that stuff too.
Yeah.
So
get it.
I don't mind that I'm not seeing this one early because what's the point? I'm pretty sure we're not going to be publishing a review for this movie on our site because why?
Yeah.
Why would we? Everybody's going to go see it anyway. So what's the point in putting up a review?
I do have to say that I'm excited for it.
I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. Every time I see the trailer, I get so jazzed up for it.
And I don't know if I've said it before, but it's mostly just because of everyone else being so psyched about it and being so like genuinely excited and looking forward to it. That just kind of wore off.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I want to see it too.
It's the good vibes.
I want to be happy like you guys.
You're feeling the good vibes. I don't think at this point it can be bad. I mean, from everything that I've heard, I know nothing of the plot. I don't think many people know too much about
all
the plot.
About trade embargoes, I think.
Metachlorians. I think it's all about the history of the metachlorians and how they interact with our bodies.
See, you guys do that, and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What the fuck's a metachlorian?
Well, the metachlorians, it's a joke. In episode 1, the first prequel, that's George Lucas basically said in that the Force, having the Force, it's actually like a virus in your body, sort of.
Oh, that kind of takes the coolness out of it.
Yeah, and everybody got kind of pissed that he did that.
No.
Because it made it lame. Anyway, Son of Saul also comes out in limited release next week, so
okay,
check that out. You won't. Everybody's going to be... I don't know why you would put anything out next week, because nobody's going to see anything but Star Wars. I mean, maybe there's going to be some spillover into Sisters because Star Wars was sold out.
Yeah, exactly.
But, anyway. VOD next week. We only got 2 on the list here. Noma, My Perfect Storm, and Anguish. And Blu-ray next week. I have a number of Blu-ray releases here. We got Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. I would absolutely recommend checking that one out.
Yeah, I actually want to see that.
It's good. It's quite good. I'm surprised it's staying on my top 20.
Oh
It's
shit.
yeah. I would don't be surprised to see that on my top 20 because I had a great time with that, and
Alright.
I plan on watching it again before the end of the year. But Ted 2, I'd skip that one. It's garbage. Fantastic Four, I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say it's garbage. Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials. Scorch Trials. I'll probably give that one a watch just because I saw the first one and didn't despise it. I heard that it's actually not bad. Let's see. Arrow Videos putting out 1987's Blood Rage.
Ooh.
Yeah, Blood Rage.
Blood Rage.
Arrow is also putting out What Have You Done to Solange from 1972.
Cool. I want to see that one.
Let's see. What else do we got? Just going through the list here. That's pretty much it as far as regular releases.
Okay. Alright. Yeah.
What we got on the old Criterion front?
We got 2 box sets. First off, we have the Rock box, a bunch of rock docs and whatnots. So you have A Hard Day's Night from 1964, the Beatles one, Monterey Pop Festival from 1967, the D.A. Pennebaker one. You got Gimme Shelter from 1970, and you have Quadrophenia from 1979. So you get those 4 box set, blue box set. And then there's another box set, which is classic Hitchcock, early Hitchcocks. You get The Man Who Knew Too Much, The 39 Steps, The Lady Vanishes, and Foreign Correspondent. So you get those. And then there's one film coming out, and that's the Burroughs movie. So the documentary from 1983 coming out on the blue.
On Blue, and I think this might be an error, but on Blu-ray.com it says that Thief is coming out. 1981's Thief.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not showing on Criterion's website. That's who I go straight to the source.
Yeah, I think that's an error because we get the list every month of the releases, and I don't remember seeing that on there. Looks like Dick Tracy from 1990 is getting a Blu-ray release too. That's exciting.
God.
And the Toxic Avenger collection is coming out on Blu-ray too. I missed that one.
Shit.
Exciting
cinema.
Toxic Avenger collection.
Why not?
Wow, I'll never forget when I first saw the Toxic Avenger Part 2. Rented it at Hollywood Video, and it scared the shit out of me because I didn't realize what it was.
You weren't ready for that.
No, because I was a kid, and I was a fan of the cartoon, the Toxic Crusaders cartoon series. So when I went to Hollywood Video and I saw that there was a movie, I was like, what? Live action movie? And I rented it, and it was Toxic Avenger 2. And I'll never forget the scene where the Toxie puts the guy's hand in a video rewinder, a VHS rewinder machine, and it rips like the skin off of his hand. It's just, and then he rips the guy's intestines out and jumps rope with them, and I was just, I was horrified.
And it changed you forever. That was your coming of age story.
Maybe it was.
You should turn that into a film and make it like Terrence Malick. I would watch that.
And have like poetic voiceover about
Fuck yeah, dude.
Toxie ripping intestines. Yeah, I might be able to do something like that.
You like walking through a field, your arms stretched out.
I'll never forget.
Letting the sun wash over your face.
All right. I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter at FilmPulseNet and at FilmPulseKevin. And take a minute to look at our Patreon page if you could. Patreon.com/FilmPulse is the address. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. We appreciate that so very much. We value your support. For Kevin Rakestraw, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.